It was so warm today in Virginia. I get to show you my gray test hair. Welcome back to another Friday. She's been my friend longer than I've been married to my wife. We got that cat before we got married. What you doing, kitty? Oh, so crusty. All right, so we took a bit of a detour. Look at where I'm at.
I'll go for a ride.
I'm at a bicycle museum in Cumberland Gap, Virginia. This place is ridiculous. Let me turn the camera around and film it the other way. That might actually be the coolest bicycle I've ever seen in person in my life. There's so much going on there. I almost need to take pictures of this and post it to the internet so that I understand what that bike even is.
I want us to all ride on that big three-wheeler, three-seater. Wow.
Look at that Schwinn. It's still got the tag on it. Oh, it's a lemon peeler, for fuck's sake. God damn, I gotta take pictures of these bikes and put them in the groups that I follow on Facebook that are old bikes. Dude, we had one of these things, sorta. Do you remember that fold-up fucking Peugeot?
Oh, that bike we had in Arizona.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It looked just like that.
It was red, though.
All right, so there's that bicycle museum I just walked around in. Yeah, look at this shit. Yeah, don't walk on their bridge. I get it. That big old water wheel. How cool would that be if that thing actually still moved? Must be nice to have a creek that flows in September. Wouldn't know the first thing about that. My creek is dry as shit. Smells like somebody's smoking weed, and I can't find them. If I could figure out where the people were smoking weed, I'd probably go smoke it with them, but you can't find them. Interesting building. These people standing in front of it don't even speak English. I think they're actually speaking Dutch, to be quite honest with you. I don't even know where people speak Dutch, but that's what it sounds like. I don't even know what's going on around here. They got speakers set up like there's going to be another concert over here. Like, this is... I don't even know what to say about this little town. Like, this has been here.
There's a concert from 6 to 8 and then there's...
Car show. Imagine that. There's Uncle Jesse's truck. It's even got his overalls. Look at this old cop car. Come on now. Oh, that's too cool. The old four-door Galaxy.
Mayberry.
Yeah, it's the Mayberry Sheriff. Holy shit. That's the Andy Griffith mobile. Four-door Galaxy 500, man.
Straight from Mount Airy.
Judging by those taillights, that's a 65. Oh. Gotta figure out how to get up there. I don't know how to get up there yet. We're gonna figure that out though. So, just walked up that. They're still down there. Jesus, can't shake the cough. That's Kentucky. That's Virginia. That's Tennessee. And what do we have here? Hello, random stray dog in the street. Hello? Maybe not. It is getting ready to storm again. I don't know if you remember the last video I talked about the refrigerator that my mom bought. She's getting a kitty. And so I built a little stand to put a refrigerator on so that she can put a tote underneath of it. She's quite literally getting an orange and white cat that looks just like our kitty from the shelter, but she's got to wait till Tuesday. It's a rough cut piece of wood cut into 4 pieces that cost me $1 and some scrap wood that I picked up from her house for the legs. It ain't pretty, but it just needs to be functional, and I can sit my fat ass on it and it works. It's awfully dark. Let me click on a light and maybe you'll be able to see. This is what we've got for a porch light currently. I see my wifey poo. Alright, so I decided today, rather than looking at this putty or painting any of this shit, because I'm just going to hang up signs and license plates, and I've had it for 100 years, don't hate. However, I did buy that General Lee one yesterday, or day before yesterday, in a neat little town that we went to for $10. That was on a '59 Beetle with a rag top that I had once upon a time. I found that at a junk store yesterday for $10, which I thought was way cool. That's the license plate that was on my wife's Honda Civic when we met. That was the license plate that I've had since I was driving a turquoise Jeep with a trailer behind it that I recently took off of my Dodge to get Virginia plates. I've had that one there for a lot of years, Goodwill find. That one was on clearance at Hobby Lobby once upon a time. Found these in a scrap pile. But, I mean, I can't possibly make this back porch look any worse than it already does, right? Add some character. Perhaps I plug in my Christmas lights because it's like 5:30 and almost dark. Well, that sure escalated quickly. It's about 3 minutes later. Buckets over there are already filling. Really hope all the windows on the vehicles are up. Ah, I'm getting wet. Look who it is. Kitty's okay. The wife's hanging on to a wet pussy. Holy moly. Just randomly, as I spoke about how I don't eat McDonald's, my wife had to go to a town with a Walgreens. I don't think that's spelled right, because as far as I'm concerned, that is mustard. I guess it is spelled that way, but when I was like 12, it was funny to call it mustard. All right, so these kitties are they're occupying space. They're definitely not friends. Bitch Kitty is just that. She is the bitch of the year award. Wonder if I could give her a bath and take her to an awards ceremony and be like, the bitch of the year is Bitch Kitty. Yeah. Not at all interested in fuck all to do with. I don't think I've told you guys what we're calling this guy. Give me a second. This little guy.
Official name.
She's over there and still being shitty. His name is Walter White. Walter White Sox.
Breaking Bad.
The main selling point of that piece of real estate. Oh, come on, man. Here I am awake at Yep. Kitty. What are you doing under there? Did you just get up and take a dookie? Yeah, you just got up and took a dookie. Oh, God, you stink. Kitty, how can you be so cute and stink so bad? Let me just go hide over here by the stove. Well, I was going to take you to town today and show you the little Amish market that I frequent. I was going to look for some jalapeno cheddar bread and some, they've got this white cheddar that's black pepper and bacon. Oh my God. I'm going to talk about a grilled cheese sandwich. But, almost need to put another rain system right here. Even though the rain system I have is working perfectly fine and it's completely full. And it's more water than I'm able to use to water my goats. But my citrus tree gets a good water right there. Oh no, I need to put a gutter on that and dig a trench. I actually picked a salad out of there the other night for my wife to take for lunch. Had her co-worker all jealous. But yeah, at this point, I'm just, if it keeps raining like this, and I know I've said this about a dozen times, chances are that creek is going to come up over top. Well, I need to run a weed eater in there. But, yeah, I'm just watching to make sure I don't got to move goats. I don't know where I'm going to move them if I got to. I mean, I guess I could stick them in the container. It's better than putting them in the living room. This poor thing needs some love. It's all dry, and I can't lift that with one hand. It's a lone cigarette butt. Try not to do that. Ooh wee. Wife and I got a little bit of an upgrade today. We've been 6 months been here with a tiny little mini fridge, and this is not a full-size fridge by any means, but it is more than big enough for her and I, much like the compact washer and dryer that we have that are just the right size for her and I. This is all we need so that when we get to the point where we can disconnect from the grid, we have low energy appliances. So let me get this opened up, show you what I bought. It's really kind of hard to see it on the porch in this lighting. But it's got a cute little freezer. But I've been having the issue that I got whole frozen chickens. Damn. I got whole frozen chickens, right? But I didn't have anywhere to put them to thaw them out. So now I have somewhere to put them to thaw. And enough space to actually put some food. It's a novel idea. Fits perfect. Matches all the rest of my appliances. Except for the washer, but yeah. I gotta work out good. So I put fresh straw and food in this little house. This guy's finally figuring it out. I dumped a little bit on the ground right here to try to get it. And this guy isn't even smart enough to realize that he can walk around. He's got his head in there. The little buck is figuring it out though. Like, look, there's food and fresh hay inside of there. Yep. Put this out here like 3 hours ago when it first stopped raining, and I had to come back out here because they were crying and they didn't realize there was a... Yeah, dude. Look, you can go around. And just like that, he's not interested. So, to the little guy goes the spoils. He's getting a little better. I still can't touch him without him squawking. But he's getting better. Animal noise. What the fuck is that? I don't know what that animal is. Do you know what that animal is? I don't have a fucking clue. And here I am again. 4 o'clock in the morning. You farted me out of my bedroom to the point where I lit a cigarette in there to make it smell better. And then I had to change the cat box completely. Like throw it away and put it on the porch. Because you took a dookie. How can the cutest little animal on the planet, oh my god, smell so fucking bad? Sometimes I wonder the same thing about my wife. I think I didn't say that too loud. Got the water on. We'll make me a cup of that because it's tasty. The directions say that you need to use 1/4 of a cup, which is fucking comical. I used 2 teaspoons. Yeah, the serving suggestions on the back of these containers, it doesn't matter if it's a Walmart brand or if it's Nestle. 2 little spoonfuls. I can't even fucking imagine how bad you'd have to shit if you put 1/4 of a cup of this stuff. I always just, like, this stuff's been around most of my life, multiple different brands, things of the sort. This just happens to be what I found at Walmart for, oh, look, I had a few drinks last night. This happens to be what I found at Walmart for like $2 a can. Oh, I can't even imagine. Put 1/4 of a cup in there. Then again, people go to fucking Starbucks and buy $6 coffees that have 900 calories in them, and they wonder why their ass smells like fucking diarrhea. Boy, oh boy, it is a fucking blowing outside. It's dark in my house because my power just went out. Holy moly, I don't even want to go out there. I'm gonna go check on my creek. There went my tomatoes. They were tied to that table because they got too heavy. Jesus. in the middle. What are you doing, kitty? You're getting all wet sitting in the rain. I'm in the middle of the porch and I'm getting wet. Fucking hell, man. So it appears I'm going to be eating a can of SpaghettiOs for lunch, because when the power goes out here, yeah, it doesn't come back on very quick. There's no telling. If I were to try to drive to where there's cell service currently, I would probably have to take a saw with me and cut my way through the roads out here, to which I'm monitoring my creek to make sure I don't need to move the goats, tie them up on the porch or something if I have to, tie them to a tree on high ground, I don't know, but it would be ironic if the power came back on while I was making this video. Wishful thinking. I did a recent Android 11 update on this phone, and I've been getting phone service out here at the house. Sort of. I get enough service to send and receive a text message, but this time when the power went out, the cell service went away too. So I would imagine wherever the cell tower is that I miraculously, just after being here for 6 months, I've been able to send text messages, is without power, and I would probably have to drive. I'd probably have to drive a half an hour up the road someplace to find a cell signal, because when there's no power, there's no internet. I mean, it's not like it's dire right now. I'm not worried about hooking my generator up to turn the internet back on. If it's off for the next couple of hours, it's whatever it is, but I currently have zero communication with the outside world. Alright, I'm currently driving up the hill to see if I can get some phone service to send my wife a text message. We'll see, I didn't bring my saw with me. I might have to actually turn around and go get my saw. I thought about it. I didn't want it to get rained on, and I don't really want to put it on the floor. The interior in this truck is too clean for that so far. There's a tree in the road, but I can run that one over. No problem. Wait, let's see if we can find some cell phone service. You might ask me why I've got cords running everywhere, right? Because the lights are back on. Not 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes. After I gas the generator, get it going, get all the cords ran, get everything plugged back in, not 5 minutes. Power comes back on. Gave me a good time to take that refrigerator outside, though, because the freezer in it's frozen shut, and decide what I was throwing away out of it. So that was something that needed done. I got to move the rest of the shit that was inside of it. Ugh. What do you think, little kitty? Yeah, time to go turn it off. Turn the gas off, because that's the best way to store it. The creek's flowing. You can hear it struggling behind me. Turn the gas off and just let it run the gas out of the carburetor instead of having the gas in the carburetor. Ethanol gas is terrible. So this is about as high as I've seen this in the daytime. We still got a solid, probably, I don't know, 14, 16 hours worth of rain. So far everything is good with the goats. But like, it backs up, it'll start breaching here before it does anything back there. Like, I don't know that it's ever, like, as far as it ever backed up was right here, to be honest with you. So I'm pretty sure the goats are going to be just fine. But I'm keeping an eye on it. And there was the end of the generator. Yeah, right here where this pipe goes under the road is where it backs up. But I don't think we're going to get to that point. I can't even imagine how much rain it took to put all those sticks there. That one of these days, when all this dies off, I'm going to get down in there and clean all that shit out of there. It's just one of those deals that by the time I got around to it, it was already overgrown, because I've been doing 14 other things. This little road here, this guy likes to drive in my shit because of this. Like, for fuck's sake, you have a tractor, you know? Instead, he just drive over here. He sprayed a bunch of chemicals all over this the other day. I don't know if I mentioned that. Like, this isn't his chunk of dirt. To which I understand not wanting to mow it. Okay, but you got a tractor with a bush hog on it, and if you're worried about scratching your car on the way up the road, just mow the side of the damn road. I don't fuck with it because the guy that owns this barn over here ain't too friendly. I met him a while back, and I just quite literally, I offered to keep the front of the barn mowed and accessible, just so that I could stack hay in there until I could figure out what I was doing. Like, I realized I've got this big old container, but this big old container is still full of all kinds of shit. And I'm not trying to stack hay in it. I wanted to just stack some hay in there, and he had nothing to do with it. So I don't cut the side of his road no more. This whole thing, man, turns into like a river almost. This gathering here is just new since he drove through that shit. It used to drain into the, but whatever, not my problem. Well, it's about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock on Wednesday. After what I just had to do, I'm gonna have a beer for that. Power came back and we didn't have no water. And I've been told, and I know somebody in the comment section said rather than talking about it, film it. And there wasn't no filming what I was just doing over there. I know how the water system worked, and I got underneath there. It's got a low pressure gauge. It showed it had 80 pounds, and the pressure gauge only goes to 100. So I'm like, well, something's not. So I just go start moving breakers around. I crawl further back up in there. They got this little thing called contact points. Oh, you want to talk about being in the spiders. I don't know how I'm still alive living in this house, as allergic to spiders as I am, and the amount of spiders that are underneath of my house. Oh my God. Whew. Fucking heebie-jeebies, man. Not a fan of the spiders. So I'm going to have a beer for lunch. And then maybe take off my boots and take a nap, because this has been an interesting morning. This is my excited face. Headed over to my mother's house. Her hot water heater is leaking. And from the pictures that she showed me, I'm probably going to have to replace the whole fucking thing. On a bright note, this truck sounds really good. Minus the tick, 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 tick from the exhaust leak in the manifold. But yeah. Oh, here we go. Alright, made it over here to my mother's house to look at her hot water heater. And it is, Jesus, cat. It's way out of my league. Anyway, I thought I would, if I could walk away from this thing long enough to try to get down, I thought I might show you her kitty that she just got that looks just like my kitty. But I promise, is not my kitty. Pooty pooty. Oh, man. Orange kitties. It's a Beauvais thing. You wouldn't understand. Kitty. Oh, he is the cutest little thing. Alright, so there was nothing I could do with that hot water heater. I'll explain it when I close this video up. Just had to, I gave these guys fresh hay this morning. I come home, give them some grain. So I kind of had to get creative here. And if you see how he's got his head through there to eat. This guy likes to get inside of the food bowl and shit in it. So in an effort to keep him from shitting in the food, and quite literally having to come out here and throw perfectly good food away 2 or 3 times a day, I've got it so they just stick their heads through there to eat for now, until he grows big enough that he doesn't get inside of the food bowl. They don't go in this little house anyway. They've been sleeping in that blue barrel. The tree is there. There's that other barrel. There's hay inside of them. I can't get them to even go inside of this house. So for the moment, it's acting as a feed stall. And they just stick their head through there to eat. So that you stop shitting in the food. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap this video up here. This one should be a little bit longer. Quite an eventful week. What say you, little kitty? Here's my little kitty. Looks just like my mama's kitty, but hers is a little bit fluffier. Long story short, on her hot water heater, there was copper coming from the floor that was adapted to PVC, that was then adapted to PEX. And the PEX was put together with fuel line hose clamps and not PEX clamps, and it had been an easy fix if a guy had a PEX tool. I don't know. That was, thank you to Mr. Bill Angel. I reached out to him and he gave me the phone number to a local plumbing service that actually, like, within 2 hours time, for less than $100, they fixed the problem. So thank you for that, dude. I'm gonna work on getting another food video up sometime between when you see this video and Tuesday, give or take. We'll see. We don't always eat dinner every day, so making a meal plan, like she's on her schedule at school and I'm on my schedule out here doing what I'm doing, and oftentimes like with as large of a lunch as I packed her today from the video that you saw, she's barely finishing that up at school right before she's on her way home. So I mean, and then rather than have an actual sit-down meal, we'll sit out on the back porch, maybe have a couple of drinks or a couple of smokes or something, maybe sit here and watch a movie in the evening, and then, you know, have some sort of a small snack before bed, like her and I'll share a grilled cheese sandwich, or, you know, have a little instant cup of Velveeta shells and cheese, just something little. And there was a comment in the comment section about how do we not weigh 300 pounds the way that I cook. I don't cook like that every day. Literally, like, I've lost 25 pounds, give or take, since I left Charleston, coming out here. Looking at my wife, I don't ask her the numbers. Looking at my wife, I would say that she's probably lost at least 15, if not 20 pounds herself, being out here, just from the sheer amount of work, physical effort that it is to keep this place moving. So I got to run the vacuum and do some other shit, because when the power was out yesterday and I was messing with the water, I was in and out and in and out and in and out with my boots on. So I need to run the vacuum on the floors in here, do some sweeping. I got laundry to put away. I just washed a load of bras and they're hanging in front of a fan. You know, day-to-day things. In addition to, you know, you spend a little bit of time at my mother's house, and then the going to and from her house is a 3-hour adventure. Yeah. I spent about an hour and a half over there today waiting on some messages and stuff to come back and forth. Anyway, that's it for this week. Peace out, fuckers.